What's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing part 14 of my Q&As leading up to the second half of The Walking Dead Season 5, starting with the question, who do I think is most likely to die next? Who's next? All right, got some great questions from you guys. As usual, lots of really good ones. Keep sending them to me. Keep sending me what you got and getting back in the habit of making lots of videos again for you guys. Lots of things to talk about all of a sudden now for some reason. I've awoken from my after Christmas kind of video coma where sometimes I get like video block. You ever heard of writer's block? It's like video block and it's hard to make videos during that time. But getting back on track right now. So that said, first question, have been asked it a few times. This one, I'm going to say this is thanks to YouTube username Adam. I believe I think that's all his name was. And that was his question, is who do I think is going to be most likely to die next, which character in the TV series. So for this one, I'm going to say watch my death predictions video. For more in-depth. But if I had to choose one person, in that video I named a few characters. We had three primarily, Sasha, Tyrese, and Maggie in our likely category, meaning that they're the ones who I feel like would make the most sense to be killed off in the second half of The Walking Dead Season 5. And out of the three of them, who would I pick as absolute most likely? I'm going to go with Tyrese. Yeah, I'm going to go with Tyrese. Why? I don't know. I just have a feeling because I don't know really what they're doing with him. His development has been kind of wacky. He kind of went from a badass leader in, earlier on in the series, helping his group to survive, to standing up for what was right, and to going on further from that to kind of this place where he refuses to kill anybody with the whole Martin thing. And then afterwards, we don't really know where he's at now, and how much, him talking about the thing that happened after the prison, leading up to Terminus, and how he says it killed him, so to speak, to Rick, and Rick tries to tell him no, it didn't. But just kind of seeing more of that, seeing more, what's going to happen with him. I'd say he's probably most likely for me. I mean, Sasha and Maggie up there too. Lots of characters in the show, and they could kill off anybody they want. But I'm just saying that I think he's probably most likely next. He's the one I would put at the top of the list, I'd have to say, followed by Sasha and then Maggie, I think. So those are just my kind of thoughts. But, check out the Death Predictions video. It's in the channel. I'll put the link in the description so you can see, more of my thoughts on that. We'll go into more detail, and I break down each character and what I can see for each of them. So I hope that answers your question, Adam. Next one's from Eemeli Reijonen, and he or she says, "Hey, Trev, I would like to hear what you thought were the biggest deaths in the Walking Dead comic book series. You've been doing some great videos lately, so thanks. Keep up the good work." Well, thank you. Appreciate it. I'd like to think my videos are pretty good. I try. Best or biggest deaths in the comic book series. Well, I think right off the bat, spoilers for comic book series. Right off the bat, you have to go with Lori as the biggest, the biggest death in the whole series, I would say. The baby, that was another huge one because our interpretation of it now is that baby Judith is dead in the comic book series. Let's see who else we had. A lot of them earlier on might be the same as the TV series. So after that, I would say, I don't really want to spoil things. Should I say, should I not say? I don't know. For that, I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it because I don't want to get too into spoilers in case they follow the same kind of path with the TV series. I know sometimes I talk about, sometimes I don't. It's kind of a touchy area with me. I don't really want to say past that point. But I'd say Lori was the biggest one, of course. Baby Judith was huge because we had read that before they had aired on the TV series. So, that was something that, was huge. And I couldn't believe when I read that the first time that they had killed Lori off. My mind was just blown because I was so used to, Rick, looking at Rick in the capacity that he was a husband, looking at him like that, and that had to all of a sudden change. So that's what I would go with the biggest. Let's move on to the next one. Next one's from WineDog2, and he says, Q&A Trev. Have you heard that Dale is confirmed for the Walking Dead television series 8 action figures? And do you think Beth's death or how do you think Beth's death will affect everyone or all the characters in the show? So I didn't know that Dale's figure was confirmed for Series 8. I'm happy about that because I'm happy to get a Dale figure. But I haven't heard that confirmed. If it is true, I don't know if it's true for sure or not. I'm just taking what you said here, Wyandotte 2. If it is, that's awesome. But I had not heard that. No. And how do I think Beth's death will affect everyone on the show? Well, I mean the same as any other character's death. I'm sure you'll have some characters that are really sad, really depressed, and maybe go on some kind of really aggressive stunt, possibly not being very forgiving in that. In case they run into any other survivors, I'm sure Beth's death mostly will be Maggie, Daryl, and a lot of the others a lot of the characters are close to her, but I'd say them mostly is what we're going to probably see most of in the second half in terms of concentration. Next one's from Jaydon S, and he asked this question, really creative one. He says, "Hey Trev, video idea for you. What would be your top 10 or top 5 real jobs that would best prepare people for a zombie apocalypse, such as jobs that would allow people to get weapons or supplies?" So it's a really interesting question from him. So top 5, let's go with just like top 5. Off the top of my head, I mean, obviously there's a lot of different careers out there, and there'd be lots that would be really good for a zombie apocalypse. I would say, if you're a person that owns a farm, Herschel style, you're very well prepared because farmers, of course, if you own a farm, let's say you have a family farm, right, like Herschel's farm, and you know how to farm, right? You then have the ability to grow and make food, which is going to be scarce. So even if you run into other survivors, you can explain to them. You can say, "Hey, I'm a farmer. I have a farm," and they'll be like, "Ooh, gold mine, consistent food." It would just be a very useful skill in a zombie apocalypse type situation. Also, in addition to that, a lot of farms are a lot very spread out from other people, very remote. So in real life, realistically, the odds of a herd coming through there really, really low, or at least in terms of population being around that area, it's pretty scarce, right, in terms of people. So it's a great profession, I would say, for somebody who owned a farm, like a family farm or something, knows how to farm, everything like that, lives off the land, that kind of thing. Really, man, that's like one of the best ones you could have. In addition to that, being a cop would probably be pretty good, like Rick and Shane in the TV series, because they've got access to all of your ammunition, guns, everything like that, police cars, cells, and all of these different things, locations, and knowing the location. Because when you're a police officer, you're going to be sent around all over the place, right, inside of a town or a city. So you would really know the layout really, really well, and you'd probably know some really great spots just from in terms of like your where things are and everything, awareness. So that would be good for weapons and everything like that. Let's see what else we got. Military people, in bunkers and stuff like that. Oh man, that would be perfect for a zombie apocalypse, because if you're in the military, you could just go into a bunker and just lock the thing up or something, wait a few years, and or you'd have all the firearms you need. But however, that could be the opposite situation, because if you're in the military, you may be requested to try to kill off some of the zombies and be sent in or something. But still, in terms of ammunition and bases and everything, it'd be good if but you'd have to go against your commanding officer, which I know is a blasphemy in the military. But that's something. Maybe somebody that works at a prison, because that'd be cool. If they were cold-hearted, like a ward, prison ward or something, where they could just kind of lock themselves in. It's not a bad, it's a secure location, right? So I put that on there maybe as one. But then the prisoners are gonna, you either have to let them starve or something, or there's you got to deal with that issue. But that's probably not a bad idea. And then our fifth, what else would be good for a zombie apocalypse in terms of a job or career? I don't know. Maybe if you were like, let's say, let's go with like a martial arts instructor or something. One preferably that uses weapons or something. Because you think about that, that's a person that would train all the time, right? So they'd be in great shape as soon as the zombie apocalypse starts. They'd have all the weapons they would need, because a lot of times, like if you were a karate instructor or something, let's say, and you had a few swords or something like that, That would be really good, and you know how to use them, everything like that, right? Be tough, so that's cool because you'd always be in shape and you'd always be, your technique would always be good and everything, so that'd be fun. So maybe something like that would be good too. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of other careers, but those are the first ones that come to my mind, in my thought. Anyway, yeah. Next one's from StormShadow, and he says, "Hey Trev, I was wanting to ask a question about the future of The Walking Dead. If the series lasts another 10 seasons, Andrew Lincoln would be 10 years older. He might not be able to do the things he's doing now, because he has to do stunts and stuff like that and action scenes and things like that. But they do have doubles too, although I think he does most of his own stunts from what I've read. Andrew Lincoln will be 10 years older. He might not be able to do everything he's doing now. Do you think that when and if that happens, they would have Rick take the role of Herschel and Carl take the role of Rick? That would be pretty cool instead of killing Rick off. I would like your input and your thoughts on the show down the line, saying like 10 seasons if it lasts that long. Thanks, bro. You got to read the comic book series, brother. You got to read the comic book series. I'm assuming you haven't. I mean, even in the comic book series, we see it, in his evolution that he starts to take more of a back seat as like a leader role in the community. So he's not at the front lines always killing zombies. He starts to take more of a back seat and, kind of oversee everything, worry about the macro rather than the micro so much. And that's something we see in the comic book series. I'm sure we're going to see in the TV series too. Not just because of Andrew Lincoln, but also because that's just a natural evolution of a character like that that's going to accomplish great things, is that he's not always going to be on the front lines all the time. He's not always going to be, boots in the dirt, killing zombies all the time, right? So that's just natural. So I don't see that as a problem. I see that as that's going to naturally occur anyway. Right? So that's part of a natural evolution anyway. So, I think that's good for this Q&A. I'm going to cut a little bit short because, like I said, I'm trying to shrink the videos down. That way I can do more for you guys and each day consistently release more rather than have one day like a 20 or 30 minute and then the next day nothing. Separate them up, split them up, that kind of thing. So I'll probably have another one for you guys for tomorrow, and I'll cut this part of the Q&A here. Let me know what you guys thought about all of these different questions and who you think is most likely to die next. If you like the video, do me a solid, you know what to do. Thumb it up below, guys, please do. If you want to help support the channel, share, favorite it. And that's it for this one, guys. See you for the next one. As always, it's Trev. Say peace.